Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement, what you should probably know, and what I've learned. ICE was established in 2003 following the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So we had a country that was anxious of another foreign invasion, and the government leveraged that fear to institute policies that otherwise might have received pushback, essentially granting the president a military police with very little oversight. ICE is a sub-agency of the Department of Homeland Security, along with 3 other internal oversight offices that have largely been gutted under the current administration. The Department of Homeland Security is in the executive branch with the president, and the president appoints a Secretary of Homeland Security, who's currently Kristi Noem. She receives directives from the president as far as how to interpret, prioritize, and enforce the law, which is why we see ICE operate differently depending on who the sitting president is. Because while they are the same agency and follow the same laws on paper, obviously they have different strategies depending on who the president is and what their priorities are. Now, the 3 oversight offices, which I mentioned, have been largely gutted under the current administration last year. Inspections of detention centers have also been reduced, and the funding for body cam footage programs have also been reduced. Whereas funding for hiring has largely increased, and that's partly due to the practices under the current administration. Under previous administrations, ICE had primarily focused around the border. A majority of those deported during previous administrations had fallen under 2 categories. Either they had recently crossed the border, or they fell under the priority of an illegal immigrant who had committed a serious crime. Under the current administration, ICE is operating far beyond the border and in urban areas and targeting sanctuary jurisdictions. And with all of these things considered, what can anybody do? Well, Congress approves the funding. They can also host oversight hearings. And then there is federal courts who can intervene and reshape policies as far as arrest practices, detention center conditions, and also the constitutionality of their policies. And even made these attempts in Minnesota and were defied by ICE. So it bears to reason that even with these safety measures in place, it doesn't seem like they're doing very much. So in my opinion, regardless of whose administration it is and who the president is, I don't think ICE should be able to operate the same way regardless of whoever the president is. I think it is a flawed political entity that needs far more oversight and safeguards in place so that nobody has the option to use ICE the way it is currently being used. Fuck ICE. Thank you.